I've been living in São Paulo for the last few months, and I've really been wanting to visit Rio since I feel like it's kind of the main city that people visit when they visit Brazil. So, very excited to be going to Rio today. I have just arrived in Rio and it's raining, but I'm curious to go explore a little bit. I specifically chose São Paulo over Rio to live for 6 months this year. So I'm curious to see maybe I got that choice right or wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to be moving here if I like it that much after these 10 days. O caldo verde é de quê? O caldo de carne, por favor. Só isso por agora. Obrigada. Sim, por favor. Very first meal here in Rio. I'm excited. This is a beef soup, caldo de carne. I don't know if it's just, ooh, it looks delicious. I thought it was gonna be just, I thought it was going to be just broth, because caldo in Spanish is like, more so it means broth. Obrigada. But it's not. It actually has meat and like potatoes and vegetables and stuff like that in it. It also comes with this bread, which has oil or butter. It might be garlic bread. Yeah, it's garlic bread. Amazing. The Airbnb host told me that this place has pretty inexpensive food. This is a massive soup. It's only 26 reais. Quick math, $5. I'm definitely going to be coming back here. They have a lot of things that I want to try. I'm in Copacabana, which is one of the most touristy parts of Rio, I would say. So there should be quite a lot to see. It's raining, so I'm not going to go to the beach today. I think I'm going to save the beach for tomorrow. But I just want to explore and kind of see what this neighborhood is like, since it's one of the most touristy ones. So I'm sure there's a lot to do around here. I want to see if I can find an outdoor gym. I was thinking of signing up for a gym for the week, but I figured I'd rather just deload and just do some bodyweight stuff. So I want to see if I can find one of those places that has bars and things like that. In general, just want to get a pulse of what Rio is like. From the drive-in, as I said, it started raining during the Uber ride, but I did see that there are tons of mountains, which is definitely different from São Paulo. São Paulo feels more city-like, and here it feels, I don't know, just different, but I'll have a better idea after a little bit more exploring. The mountains look really beautiful though, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's just a very, very different look than São Paulo. Like you clearly know that you're in a different city. So I'm excited to see what it's like, wander around a little bit, and I'll show you around as I look around. Not that many people at the beach today. It's not really a good beach day anyway, so I can understand why. But there are tons of these workout stations, so I'm definitely gonna use those for my workouts. It's surprisingly inexpensive to eat at those restaurants by the beach, which I'm pretty surprised by, because I feel like in São Paulo the prices are higher and they have prime location. I mean, that's at literally the main beach. And I saw grilled chicken or steak anywhere between 30 to 40 reais, which is $6 to $8, which is pretty inexpensive. So I'm pretty surprised by that. I'll probably eat there tomorrow when I go to the beach. I don't think today I'm going to be going for a swim, because although it's quite humid. It looks like an ugly day, but it's quite hot. I think we'll leave that for tomorrow. One good thing about talking to the camera is people will not try to come up to you and try to sell you things. Ever since I took the camera out a minute ago, I see them step towards me and then walk away, which is wonderful, because this whole time, that is one thing, is they do try to sell you quite a lot. That is one of the first impressions actually of Rio, is just that it's so much more touristy than São Paulo. So I think it's nice for a trip. I understand the hype, it's very beautiful, but for living, I definitely prefer São Paulo. I think this is a nice place to visit, but to live, I do notice quite a difference. Probably if you go to a different area though, it's more relaxed, because I'm literally in the peak tourist zone, so of course it's going to be touristy. We'll see as I explore a little bit more over the next week what it's like, but definitely walking around the tourist area is pretty crazy compared to São Paulo for sure. Even the more touristy parts of São Paulo are not like this. Also, it's cool to see people at the beach playing futebol. I don't know where the emphasis is. I think there's an accent on the O, so futebol. I actually don't know, and I've been taking classes in São Paulo for the last couple of months, and I guess I don't know how to say it. But it's cool seeing people play, because in São Paulo there are no beaches in São Paulo proper. Obviously, you can go out to Santos, and there are beaches over there. But it's cool to see people playing, because I haven't seen anyone play, and I've been taking classes for a while now, but just seeing people randomly playing outside is pretty interesting. You can see it's very windy today. They're really good too. It's kind of insane. I don't think Brazilians who grew up here could ever understand people who do not look athletic at all playing at the beach, and they just have a touch that you don't understand. Non-Brazilians don't have that touch. I'm not on that level to join in with them, I think. They do have classes, but I'm taking classes in Sao Paulo, so I don't want to spend my vacation taking those classes. I want to do some different stuff here in Rio, but it is cool to see people playing and playing at that level. I feel like literally everyone who plays is at the level of my coach in Sao Paulo, and everyone here is just at that level or better. I don't know. I don't even know, and it's not even anything official. It's just random people playing at the beach. So pretty impressive. Walking around more in the city. I'm still in Copacabana, but I'm not at the beachfront, just walking around here where the restaurants and stores are and stuff like that. Parts of it, the areas especially where there are a lot of restaurants, remind me of Laureles in Medellin, if you've ever been there. But yeah, it's a different vibe. I actually really like this area. I'll try to show you a little more of it. Found this exercise park. This might be a good place to work out. It looks like they have a lot more than they do at the beach. I'm gonna check it out and see if there's anything with a little bit of weight. Turns out that's for senior citizens. So maybe not. I was gonna say it's all cardio stuff, and which makes sense, I guess. It's for seniors. They're not lifting, I guess. They had some weighted things, but it's a single set weight. You can't change it, which makes sense. I mean, it's outdoor. What can you ask for? It's in a park. I guess I'll stick to the beach workout. It is too bad because it's such a beautiful, beautiful park. You can see it's completely surrounded by these gorgeous, huge trees, but yeah, I don't want to mess with the senior space. I'm surprised none of them even said anything to me because I totally invaded their space. That's too bad, really. It's a huge, beautiful park. I wish I could work out here, but I was gonna say maybe I can come here early, but seniors are known for waking up early, no? So I basically have the sleep schedule of a grandpa, so I think they're all gonna be here at the same time as me, so it's not gonna work out. Checking out Rio at night. Main thing that I've kind of heard as negative about Rio is just the safety, so curious to see what it's like at night. I am just going to the grocery store to pick up a couple things that I want to have in the apartment. Let's find out. This is a pretty small pão de açúcar. I think I'm just gonna pick up a couple small things. I'm at a restaurant/bar sort of thing for dinner. I tried to talk straight into the mic, otherwise I don't think you're gonna be able to hear me. So anyway, what I was saying is I stopped for dinner. It feels relatively safe. There's so many open bars, and there are so many bars that are still open in this area, and they kind of spill out onto the streets. So it feels safe, but at the same time, there are a lot more homeless people. A lot more of them approach you at night. So it's kind of a mix of both. It feels more safe, but also more dangerous, weirdly. The music was super loud in that restaurant, probably because it was kind of a bar kind of place. But I wanted to basically wrap up with all of the final thoughts. And here they are. Number one is I'm feeling more unsafe at night talking to this camera, because there are definitely a lot more people on the street that look like shady characters. But there are also just a lot more people generally on the street. So, as I said, it's kind of a mix of safer but not as safe. There are a lot of bars, as I said, it's a lot like Laureles in Medellin, where there are a lot of bars and restaurants with a lot of street seating, so it just feels like there are a lot of people around. I'll show you here. But yeah, it feels fairly safe. I actually really like this kind of feel. I don't know if you can see it. There are some areas of São Paulo that are like this, but not quite as much. I like it because it feels kind of small towny while not being too small, if that makes sense, because it's not actually a small town. Obviously it's a massive city, but it kind of has the vibe of a small town. I don't know exactly how to describe that. It's like a lot of small towns put together, maybe, is a way of putting it. I'm gonna try to stop somewhere here so I can finish this thought. But anyway, that's another thing that I like about it. As I said, it is a lot more humid, but now at night it's not as bad. It's not as hot as it was before. I'm trying to find an area to walk, but everywhere I look, there's an area I don't really want to walk because, as I said, it's not the safest at night, but not terrible. Maybe let me try going this way. Anyway, yeah, I still don't regret picking São Paulo, though, to live in, because one of the reasons that I wanted to come here was to practice and improve my Portuguese, and the Portuguese in São Paulo is a lot easier to understand than here. I understand it now because now I've been in São Paulo for a couple months, so my Portuguese has improved, but I know that if I had just come straight here, it would have been a lot more of a struggle. The way they pronounce their S's, kind of like Portuguese people, way harder to understand. Obviously, if they speak slowly, I understand, but when they're just speaking, it just sounds like shh. So it's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, I mean, I like it for a vacation, but I am glad that I chose Sao Paulo for my first time here. But I've only been here a day, so who knows? I'm staying here for 10 days, so I'll have more conclusions by the end of it, but that's pretty much it for my first impressions, and I'll see you in another video here in Rio.